Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Serio, and this is You Ought to Know Live, seen and heard live every Tuesday evening, very close to 7 o'clock starting time, sometimes 7:07, like it is tonight. I apologize for being late, but good news is I've got all my buddies with me, including my boy Jasper, who's excited to see me and doesn't understand why I just ran past him as I came in the door. So it's good to see you guys. Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop, Jose Bueso, he's from Dynamic Automotive, Dave Windward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. I'm Dave Serio, host of the radio show You Ought to Know, seen and heard live every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. at daveserio.com, and also on 4 radio stations, 3 in the Maryland area, 1 in Orlando, Florida, every Saturday morning. Great to be with you guys. Let's get things started with Mr. Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to talk to you, buddy. So
Yes,
you are the extreme detailer in the group. In fact, you're the only detailer in the group. But even if we had 5 other detailers with us, you would be the extreme detailer. You detail cars in a way that very few people do. You clean them, polish them. Usually take about 5 to 6 hours to do that on most cars, sometimes longer. And then when you get done polishing them up to a shine that is unbelievable, you then coat them with a ceramic coating or synthetic wax. Would that be true, sir?
That would all be true. Thank you. Good night.
That's a good thing. And what type of ceramic coatings are you using?
We use two product lines. One from a company called Gion out of Korea, and the other out of Mikaze out of Japan.
Very good. And these coatings last for years.
Yeah, they last for years. Usually a year and a half to 3 years, depending on what you want to spend and which coating we want to put on. So they don't wear off and they don't wash off like we always say. And I think it's just basically going to become the standard. Other than for the older cars, I think coatings are becoming more and more common. There's probably 20 or 30 brands on the market now. So I think that's the future.
All right, now behind you, I know that's not one of your family cars. What you got behind you?
It's a 2014 BMW 5 Series. One of your listeners, as a matter of fact.
Oh, great.
The general, I did a BMW X5 for him. He owns a BMW repair shop in the area, and listens and said that Dave says I got to have this stuff, so that's what he wanted. So this is the second car we've done.
Very nice, and white is always a good color to do because when it comes out looking good, it is something special.
It's silver. It probably looks white on the screen, but it's silver.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, see, you made it look so bright that it looks white. There's a new
thank you.
for you. There's a new slogan for you.
Take that as a compliment.
We make them look so bright, they look white.
There you go. I have to put that on my business cards now. So.
All right, well, your contact information is 410-833-1632, and the website that people can go to get a lot of answers of what you do, how much it costs, and what is included is the website is theshineshopAutoDetailing.com. Mike, you have a tip of the week for us when we come back?
I have a product I can tell you about.
Okay, good. That'll work out just great, buddy. All right, hold on just one moment. We'll be right back with you. Jose Bueso from Dynamic Automotive. How are you, mister?
Pretty good. How are you, Dave?
Great. Good to talk to you. Sorry once again I was a little late, but thanks for hanging in there with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's not a problem. This is usually the time that I kind of pop in.
Worked out good. Worked out good.
Yeah.
Well, Dynamic Automotive has 3 locations. They have Liberty Town, New Market, and also Urbana. And the Urbana location opens 7 days. You never give those guys a day off.
Never. They've got to be there 7 days a week, and especially now. This is car wash season with this mess going on out there in the roads.
You say mess, but you're loving every second of it as they keep on dumping the salt on the road.
Yep. Yeah, it's stimulating the economy.
I wouldn't doubt it if you're down there at the SHA office opening the gate.
Yeah. Thank you,
Please
boys.
get out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Handing hot chocolate out.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, it's you've got the 60-foot car wash there. But you know, one thing we don't talk about a lot on the show is you are a large BG dealer.
Yes. Yeah, we sell a lot of BG products. We do a lot of BG services. Really stand behind their product. It's a quality product. That when it comes to cooling system services, transmission services, they're second to none in regards to chemicals. Their cleaners are outstanding, and their conditioners are the same. And also their synthetic fluids. Their ATFs are tremendously good too.
Absolutely. I mean, they've saved many a transmission in my shop. We've had customers come in with torque converter chatter and a little slipping here, a little slipping there, and things like that. And we do the service, and it pulls out like a different car a lot of times.
Yeah, and the power steering services that we do here for the noisy pumps, Fords really have a reputation for that. Well, the older Fords did, I should say.
Right.
They're improved now. They would really help out, and you know the sludge, the amount of debris thoroughly gets cleaned out. And
Right.
and one of the most important things we do these days are the brake fluid service, which
Right.
safeguards your ABS components, and we do that anytime we have a breakage with brake lines too. That's a standard. So the Urbana shop does quite a bit of those services in their quick lube facility.
Well, you know, it's amazing. We get a lot of 10 to 12-year-old General Motors, Ford, and Dodge trucks and SUVs coming in with lines that are, you know, rusted through. And a lot of those rusted, almost all of them are rusted through the inside. A lot of times it's water buildup in the brake fluid. If
Right.
people would service their brake fluid every 30,000 miles, generally speaking, you probably would completely absolve yourself of that problem.
True. Yes. Yep. Yeah. That's the reason why we're seeing so many of these lines breaking. They're actually, in my opinion, breaking at an absurd rate. I mean, this is something that you and I never really witnessed 15, 20 years ago.
Now, a car that came in with a rusted brake line was usually at least 20 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, and usually a work truck. You know, somebody that's got a lot of miles on it. But now we're seeing, 60,000 and 70,000 mile SUVs that are 8 years old having lines go through.
That's true, and usually if it's really widespread, we'll take the time, we'll order an entire kit, and the kits we usually get are stainless steel, so
Right.
this would never happen again to that particular customer.
It's a shame that manufacturers don't spend the extra money on these vehicles and put the stainless steel in.
Yeah, like they have improved the exhaust systems through the years. I mean, you hardly
Right.
ever see exhaust systems rot out anymore because they are all stainless steel. You know, Dave,
Right.
that's so true. They should do the same thing with the brake lines and the fuel lines.
Yeah, especially since, I think they get themselves in trouble by not doing that, because we're going to start seeing NHTSA possibly ask to have some of these vehicles recalled. Because if they're susceptible to brake line rust like this at 6, 7, 8 years, and the brake pedal goes to the floor without any notice, that's a safety issue by far. And
Yes.
I can't imagine that NHTSA is going to sit on their hands too long if they see an inherent problem in some of these vehicles. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they've already talked to Dodge about the Durangos and the Dakotas that they've had problems with.
I wouldn't be surprised because it is that widespread now.
Yep, absolutely. Jose Bueso, New Market,
New Market,
Liberty Town.
Liberty Town,
Urbana.
and Urbana. And I'm at the Liberty Town location. So
Right. And the phone number 301-694-6250. And as your lower third says, dynamicautomotive.net.
yes,
We'll be
sir.
back with you, buddy.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. Thank you, Jose. David Winward. How are you, Mr. Dave?
I'm doing great. I'm glad you brought up NHTSA because I had some things to share about NHTSA and actually doing a good
Okay.
job. And
Very good. Very good. Well,
Wow.
you've got to be hopping. You've got to be hopping. Transmissions have got to be selling out the door.
yeah, last week the Thursday and Friday after the storm, I had 9 transmission deliveries on Thursday and 10 on Friday. And I didn't even know what Wednesday was because those couple days were pretty hairy just to ship the product because trucks just can't make it through everything. But oh yeah, you can just see it ramp up, and then when they're all fixed. And now this storm, I think a lot of the damage is being done by just the amount of weight on the back. The salt containers that they have for these pickup trucks some of them are close to 2 tons, and these are pickup trucks that aren't even 1-ton pickups. They're 3/4 ton pickups with 2 tons of salt on the back. And I guess after an hour or so, they're spreading enough to where it lightens it up. But boy, that's a lot of damage.
Yep. Lucky you.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Jasper.
Well, Jasper Engines, founded in 1942. We're an employee-owned company, and we are a premium remanufacturer of engines, transmissions, differentials, and transfer cases primarily, diesel engines, boat engines, and we even sell light bulbs.
There you go. A couple of my guys at my work who call my 351 Cleveland a boat engine probably would think that that's what you probably rebuild there when you say boat engines.
Yeah. But actual real boat engines.
Chevy guys, what can you do? So you went to a meeting last week in was it in Jasper, Indiana?
Yeah, it was in Indiana. It was our regional meeting, and one of the stories I wanted to share was a lot of us are driving these Dodge Chargers, 2012 and newer, and I've had this car it's going on 4 years. Yeah, 4 years, and I've got right at 100,000 miles. And from the time I first got in this car, it's got the 8-speed ZF automatic transmission.
Right.
And it's got the electronic shifter. And I always felt that the shifter didn't really feel right. And what I had noticed, and it happened to me several times, is that when I would put the vehicle from drive to park, you basically push the little, and I even have a picture of the shifter if I can share it with you.
Sure.
There's a little bit of heat going on with these right now, but this is real new news. So let me see if I can find. Let's not talk to Jim yet.
Okay.
Let's see. This is the slapstick.
There you go. Yep.
And basically, it's designed to give the feel of a mechanical shifter, to where you push the button, you pop it back 2 notches, you're in drive, you pop it up 2 notches, but there's no detents. It's more like a joystick.
Right.
And what's happening is when you're in drive, you push the brake, you push the button in, and it feels like you go pop, pop, and you think you're in park. Well, a lot of times you're still in reverse, and it's happened to me on several occasions where I've let off the brake, looked up, and I'm drifting backwards.
Right.
So I made this aware to our fleet manager, Terry, and I brought in maybe 5 or 6 other guys with Chargers, and they're saying, Dave, this happens to us all the time. I'm like, I've almost, been in some hairy situations because of this. Well, this was 2 weeks ago, and just Monday, NHTSA just announced this. People can't figure out how to shift Fiat Chryslers, and they are considering there's a possible 850,000 shifter recall in the works right now. Because what's happening is it's not just me, it's a lot of people, and there's been 121 crashes, 30 injuries have been reported so far because people, and one time it happened to me to where I thought the vehicle was in park, I hit the button to turn it off, I got out of the car, walked away, went into a restaurant, grabbed the pizza, came back out, noticed my headlights were still on, the car was still running and in reverse, and luckily the vehicle, because you can still lock the car, so luckily the vehicle was still in a small downward hill to where it didn't drift backwards, and that's what's happening. People are exiting the cars with them still in reverse. So Terry, actually, I made a statement that we sent it to NHTSA, and they accepted it as a complaint. So we have a whole fleet of these things. So I'm hoping they do something about it, because it's now that I'm reading about it, I feel like I'm not the crazy one. That it's a real problem.
Well, I can tell you two things. One, I can see somebody at that place where you're getting out of your car saying, "Honey, look at that! Jasper's giving away a free car."
Yeah.
And also, I would like to point out, I'm smart enough to buy manuals.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I used as a reference because everyone's saying, well, just make sure you look on the dash to make sure it's in park. Well, when you're in a manual car, you don't look down and see what gear you're in every time you shift. You get the feel for it. And when it gives you the feel that it just went into park and you let off the brake and you just happen to grab the cell phone, you're looking down, and then you look at the window and you're drifting through a parking lot, it's a little bit scary.
Absolutely. Well, when we come back, Dave, will you have your little contest and also a little bit of information for us? Well, we'll do the contest anyway, right?
Yeah, and I do have a new video. It's only a minute long if we have time for it.
Well, let's do that right now.
Sure.
Let's do the video right now.
Well, yeah, and I'll do the contest later. But the video is on the 4.6, 5.4 Ford and some of the brand new machining operations we have for it that includes torque plate boring and honing. And
I don't think it's boring. I think it'll be interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see if Jim livens it up for us.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay. Mr. Excitement.
Let's talk torque plate boring and honing on this Jasper Tech Update. When it comes to Ford's 4.6, 5.4, and 6.8 liter Triton engines, Jasper provides you and your customer with better machining techniques and competitive features with many advantages, one of which is the torque plate boring and honing of the engine block. The Ford Triton cylinders are 100% bored and honed with a steel plate torqued with grade 10 ARP head bolts. They're specially designed not to stretch like a typical torque-to-yield head bolt for a precise clamping load every time. The process provides a cylinder wall geometry that matches the head as a complete running assembly. It ensures correct bore roundness for improved ring sealing. The process also reduces waste in the honing process by tightening the cylinder bore specification closer to the finish size. This is another process that's benefited from Jasper's commitment to continuous improvement as we strive to provide you and your customers with the perfect product.
That's Mr. Jim, Mr. Excitement. When did they remove that board from his back?
Yeah. So both of these machines, the boring machine and the honing machine, are both fully CNC machines. So once they have them set up, they'll actually bore the cylinder, move to the next cylinder, and on a V-style engine, they will have to flip it up to get the other side. But the other thing I wanted to announce, we do now have the 2.5 Subaru 4-cylinder engine.
Wow. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
That's one that should have been rebuilt a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a tough one because of so many head gasket leaks and oil leaks. And we did a lot of R&D, 2 years worth of R&D, just to make sure that those head gaskets wouldn't leak for 3 years. So we're using updated gaskets, updated machining operations as far as the surface finishes, and we got them ready to go.
That's one thing that we found out, at least I found out, is Felpro really has done a great job in the gasket sets. We've been doing the cylinder head gaskets on Subaru 2.5 for 5 to 8 years now, and I've not had one come back with a leak after using the Felpro gasket set. So what Felpro does really works.
Yeah, Felpro's great.
Very good. All right, Dave, we'll be back with you in just a few minutes, buddy.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Back to Mr. Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop, expert detailing, and of course ceramic coat installing. And what new little play toy do you have, sir, to show us?
I don't have a toy. I have a McGuire's has come out with a new product line from SEMA, and they tell me that it's all brand new stuff. It's not remixed or anything like that, but it's
repackaged.
See if we get this up here. Mirror Bright line. And if any of you are old enough to remember, Mirror Bright was what they started out with over 100 years ago. That's Frank McGuire was in the furniture polish business, and that kind of went into cars because cars were made out of the same materials as furniture was.
Right.
So they've kind of gone full circle and come out with an entire line of products in the Mirror Bright line. And the bottles are plastic now, but they kind of mimic the old glass bottles. And if you find any of those at flea markets, buy them because they're starting to be worth lots of money now.
Okay.
So they have a wax, a car, they call it a shampoo, a car wash, a wheel cleaner, and a quick detailer. And they all work really well. My friend Rod gave me a whole set of it, and I've been using them on cars here and there. And everything works really well. So I think they're probably available in stores, the big box stores now. Online, they've been available, I think, since the beginning of this month. So they're pretty interesting that they're coming back with the old stuff.
Were any of those products used when you had the guys over for the seminar Saturday a week ago?
Yeah, we used a couple of them just to see how they worked. Everybody was happy with them, so I think we sold some. So good. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And maybe you can tell some of the guys a little bit about what you did Saturday a week ago. I know you had about 9 or 10 guys over.
Yeah, we had about a dozen people, and then Rod and myself and Eric Leonard from Vehicles for Change were here. We had a class on polishing paint. We had some old hoods that we used for the class, and showed everybody how to do some sanding and polishing and finishing and things like that. It worked out real well. So hopefully it'll be we'd like to do them like every quarter, and there'll be a nominal charge to offset the cost of food and things like that. But we feed everybody and give them coffee and donuts and all that stuff in the morning. So it turned out to be a good day.
How do people find out about it?
This class was set up because I'm flattered that people email me with questions and things, other guys that are learning how to detail. So I read a lot on the detailing forums. I read a lot of things that just kind of make you go, what? And so we set this up to get people pointed in the right direction that were just starting out. So it's worked out real well.
Now, you may know, but I'm down in Florida right now. Unfortunately, I will not be able to go down to Naples for that show because it's on Saturday. My show goes until 11 a.m., and they're going to be ending around 4, and it's 100 to Naples. So it's going to be impossible for me to get there. If I did, I would be getting there just as the show was ending, probably.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It calls for over 4 hours to get there.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I didn't know where you were. I just figured it'd be interesting if you were close. It'd be a good,
I would have loved to. So there's another town about an hour from here called New Smyrna Beach, and they're having a classic car parade and everything that they're doing. So we'll probably heading over there Saturday.
Good. Yeah. Cool.
Very good. So Mike, it's always good to have you here on the show. You, of course, have a little bit of a delay in getting to automobiles because you're booked up, but right now this winter is you're a little more available this winter than you have some other winters.
Yeah, we kind of decided this winter to book only maybe 3 to 4 a week, so that way with weather like we've been having and the weather like we had today, we can move people around. Or in the case of this BMW, she can leave it all day tomorrow until the roads clear up, and makes it nicer for the customers. And then we have space, like I said, space to move people around, and it's worked out real well.
Very good. 410-833-1632. I gave out your number to an email listener that emailed me and asked them to give you a call to go over some things. I don't know if that happened or not, but hopefully it did. Once again, 410-833-1632. And the website, theshineshopAutoDetailing.com. And if you're interested in what Mike does, which I would tell you definitely be interested in it, especially on a brand new car. People think brand new cars, they don't need this, but that's really a car that is your best business.
Yeah, I would do a lot of new cars, fortunately, and people are just I've fallen into kind of a niche group. Most of your listeners, they're buying either their last car or the most expensive car they've ever bought, and they want to keep it for a long time. So they're interested in the coatings, which makes it easier to maintain and lasts a lot longer. And as a matter of fact, today I had a gentleman call today that ordered a new Ford F-150 that's coming in April. So he's going to he's going to go over the website and see exactly what he wants and call us back. So
that's the guy that I sent to because he emailed me and asked, what he should do and what he should have the dealer do. And I told him that if he's planning on going with you and having you do a ceramic coating on that truck, the best thing to do is just politely ask the dealer not to touch the car at all and let Mike handle it.
Yeah, we discussed that today. I told him just have him, take the plastic off of it and whatever packaging materials on the truck. I said it, and tell him, just leave it alone. Well,
Yeah.
aren't they supposed to wash it? I said, you can let them wash it if you want. I said, but I wouldn't let a dealer wash my lawnmower. So he was like, oh, okay, I understand. So
Right. All you gotta do is take it back there and wash it.
I told him to go to Jose's, get it washed, and you'll be good to go till you get to me.
There you go. There you go. Mike, thanks for joining us this evening. We appreciate it, buddy.
My pleasure. I got a question.
Okay.
Does BG do anything with manual transmissions?
I'll let Mr. Jose take that question.
Okay.
Well, I actually have not seen a BG manual transmission additive as of yet. Dave may know something I don't.
Actually, as far as I know, they don't. And I think the reason why is that it's strictly just a drain and fill transmission service for manual transmissions. So I know they make fluid for the manual transmissions, but I don't think they make any cleaners or additives because it's strictly a drain and fill. There's no machine set up for that.
Oh, okay. That answers my question. Thank you.
Okay, no problem at all. Now we're back to Jose. Once again, Jose from Dynamic Automotive. So where is the Todd Meister? Where is the other part of the dynamic duo?
He just got back today from vacation. He went down south.
Another vacation?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You know what? I need to work for you.
He didn't even drive. He's a jet setter. He just took off, took an extra long weekend, flew back in just in time for the snowstorm, which gladly didn't amount to a whole lot. And today we were slammed. And then he had to jump in his truck and go service a lot, apparently, because he does have a plow on his lot, and he gave his apologies. I reminded him, I said, Dave is expecting you. What's going on? And certainly I couldn't tell him that jet lag was a factor because it wasn't, and he did have an obligation.
No problem. Well, glad that he's making some extra bucks on the side there.
Yeah, so I think we'll see him next week for sure, though.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, any other subject matters you've got in mind for us this evening, Mr. Jose?
Well, I just wanted to comment that the work is back. We are slammed again. All three shops are turning up the blizzard, although it generally does help with work. It really shut the end of our January down. It effectively took business away for quite a few days. It was a crippling blizzard, and now it's back. So we're just rolling right ahead. And I have to tell Mr. Winward, yeah, we are selling transmissions. Transmissions are hot right now. So there is a Ford Expedition transmission that, for some reason or another, Jasper did not remanufacture this model, and I don't know why exactly. And maybe you can answer that once I get some numbers together. I'm going to get the part numbers together for you, and maybe you can explain that one. But I was a little surprised. I had to go to Ford for that particular transmission, and Ford actually had a hard time rounding one up from California. It had to come from California. It was a rare bird, apparently, and we've got it in the shop now. We're going to swap it out tomorrow and get him back on the road, but it's a Ford Expedition. But
gasoline or diesel?
It was a gasoline motor. And
four-wheel drive?
Four-wheel drive, yes.
Sometimes they have a funny PTO housing on the side. I don't know, like that cover. Some do, some don't. I don't know. That's interesting. You think it'd be common?
Yeah, and apparently it was only this 1 year. And let me see if I can get a a year up for you here on this one because I've got the automobile's information here. Just take me a second. It is a 2009 Ford Expedition 5.4 liter on this. And
How did it fail, Jose?
it actually
What's
it burnt up. It actually
Wow.
burnt up internally. So there were multiple codes. It wasn't and there was a recall on this particular transmission, not a recall, but a technical bulletin that cited a valve body problem. But this transmission had more problems than just a valve body. There were signs of all kinds of problems, so we recommended the whole unit. But this is kind of an oddball, 5.4 liter. Look, that sounds run of the mill, 2009. But once I get these OE numbers for you, Dave, maybe you can tell me why.
It might be.
Jose, one other thing, a question I have for you. What is the warranty from Ford on this trans?
This one had a 3-year unlimited warranty from
So
Ford.
that's the influence that Jasper has made in
Yes.
that industry, because for years your General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler really only offered a 1-year 12 on the reman parts.
12 is all we ever saw from the big three for years and years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that is the influence that Jasper has had on the big three, and I don't think that most of your foreign car, Toyota, Nissan, offer more than a 12 and 12 currently.
I agree.
I think they're still back.
Can I
What?
ask you how many miles were on that?
This one had 174,565 miles. So it had some miles on it.
So it's about 8 years old, and that is a lot of miles. But the game that a lot of people are playing right now is they're saying, well, Jasper only has a 100,000 mile warranty, where we have an unlimited mile warranty. But the trick is, we're still a 3-year warranty. So it took him 8 or 9 years to get to 168,000 miles. Obviously, the 3 years is going to come up before anything else. So when you look at it that way, a 3-year warranty is a 3-year warranty. We just decided we're done playing the game.
Right.
Another thing you have to figure out is if you've got somebody that's putting more than 100,000 miles on in 3 years, you got to figure that's a commercial use vehicle.
Yeah. And even my car is a 2012. I drive it every day, all day, and I'm just hitting 100,000 miles, and that's a 12. So 4 years, it's still really didn't, even that wouldn't matter. Some taxis maybe, but taxi cab applications, even with Ford, usually have a more limited warranty because they're a taxi cab.
All right. Well, Jose, thank you so much for being with us this evening. We appreciate it very much. And give Todd our best when he gets back tomorrow, groggy and ready to work.
All right. Always a pleasure being here, guys. Nice seeing you guys.
Okay, I'll be right back with you, Jose. Dave Winward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. Dave, you've got a contest for us.
Yeah, so speaking of shifters, the last contest I had was, what is this shifter bezel off of?
Right.
A
68 Mustang?
Yeah. Just happened to be on the shelf behind me with
There you go.
my other parts. You can see the tail. Well, actually, I think it's on this side. The tail lights are right behind me on the shelf.
There you go. Gotcha.
But, so speaking of shifters, the contest is, and I mentioned this, who is the manufacturer of the weird shifter that Chrysler Fiat is using? And obviously not Chrysler or Fiat. It's another brand, and I did mention it earlier. So.
Did you say the name of it earlier?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. So I know what the answer is, and the winner gets the Jasper Steak Spice.
Yes, and until we get a different winner, that spice is staying up there.
JasperMan73@gmail.com. The first correct answer gets the spice. Yes, sir. Well, thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being with us. Dave Winward from Jasper Engines, and you can email Dave, as you see, at jasperman73@gmail.com, or to find out any information on Jasper products, go to the website jasperengines.com. I'm going to give Mike a call tomorrow at Jasper headquarters. I hope you put a good word in for me.
Yeah, and the boys down in Florida are all waiting for you.
They're what?
They're waiting for you. The Damron gang. That's Shelby, Darren, and their sister actually just got hired with the company too. That's like almost the whole Florida branch.
Great.
So they all got the heads up. You know, they know you're there.
Well, the good news is the Orlando show last week, which is only about our 4th week, we got 2 phone calls from Orlando, one from Orlando, one from Tampa. So people are listening, and the signal is strong.
Good.
Very good. Well, thank you, Dave.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you joining us, buddy.
Oh, no problem. I forgot to mention, I got a call from Orlando last week after the show. So that was good.
Great. Very good. You're going to be on national.
I wanted to know where he could buy the coatings.
What's that?
Yeah, right. The guy wanted to know where he could purchase one of the coatings that I use, so we hooked him up.
Well, good. That's also helpful to the guys down there. And maybe whoever you're talking about down there, talk to them about the possibility of advertising with the show.
I sent him to our coatings we get from Cooper Rider out in Ohio.
Okay. All right, well, maybe we'll get somebody in Orlando to do something like that too. We'll never know. All right, well, thank you, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop. Jose Bueso from Dynamic Automotive. Thanks again for joining us, Jose.
Always a pleasure, Dave.
Have yourself a good night.
You too.
And Dave Woodward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. Thanks for the contest. Thanks for the gym video. We always find it entertaining.
Thanks, no problem.
All right. I'm Dave Serio. I host the show You Ought to Know every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the web at daveserio.com. We're part of the Hangout10.com network. This is You Ought to Know Live. If you've been watching us on archive, we'd love to have you join us next Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for You Ought to Know Live. Have yourself a great evening. God bless you, and hope to talk to you on Saturday morning. Bye-bye now.